Cannot wait for this game to play out. There's so much skill going into this game right now. Sentinels is bringing to the table. The guard has revitalized, and we'll get to see now, as the desk was saying, the guard back on Breeze. Sentinels now with a new composition. Tens on that chamber, and Shroud in on the controller position for Sentinels here. We'll get our first round of Breeze. They could, but still, the chamber's there. What will he be able to do?
Yeah, but it's on the flank here. They're already coming around the corner. There's the first contact, and there you go. Who better than Shroud for the first blood? Traded out, though, and it's looking to be a back and forth. The backward sense in control. One more to go to 180 on the latest edition as well. Celsius giving the first round for Sentinels on the pistol. As Sentinels are executing inside the B side. Here we go, just across the wall. They're about to cross. Nylan is going to be the first one. A Dingo's to the second, so no plant coming down yet. Nice poison orb from Shroud just to try to cover for a bit. 20 seconds left. Plenty of time to still go for a plant, but we still have the Marshal in play. Tens, though, coming in as a chamber, getting a shot on to net. We're still looking back at the flank, and now it's only going to be Saya player spotted towards the mid.
That would have been fantastic for him, but it looks like he will get pinned contact. It is used to the maximum.
They are so dead.
We're trying to push real quick now. Potential block contact. Jonah P does manage to get the kill onto Tens, so that cancels out the tool to false, but at least it gets traded up by Shroud. But Saya player also pushed forward.
Yeah.
Dapper watching the back end. Should be an easy round coming in. Oh, okay, never mind. Make it a doable for Valen. Looks for the second one, but as he tries to clear towards the left side, Shazam came out of nowhere and got that frag, and it's going to be now 3 rounds for the Sentinels. But still a 5 versus 4, so going for a plant. Nice little shock dart onto Tens to do a little bit of chip damage, but still in the end, it's a plant. Close plant situation now for the guard for the retake. Starting things off quite well with a dual defense kill from net. Battle onto mid, and Shazam is lurking back, but the retake back towards the site. Shroud is holding towards the angle at the ladder. That's the first kill at Berlin, but it continues to get traded out, and it continues to be a perfect retake for the guard to make it 2-4 in favor of Sentinel still. And then you have the Viper spin in the front, but you're facing against 3 initiators in the front A site. Now the door gets open, a beautiful flash, but it's still Saya player that lands the first kill on the Dapper. Valen answers back onto the A main 2, holding the top. The recon dart comes out, and that's a spike down as well. But we are trading back. It's Shroud and Tens back with a 1-1 of their own. An advantage coming in for the guard as the recon dart comes out, trying to flush out Shroud, bringing out poison orb, and he's getting sprayed at the same time. Tens goes for a plant.
Wants to reposition. Oh, he gets the frag! Oh my
2
gosh,
versus 2.
almost evens it up. It's the operator for Tens. It feels like comfort. It feels like home, and there's one shot onto net. Van Silly, it looks so much better at a 2v1.
But the re-lurk is coming back here from
Yes.
Tens on the mid.
Gosh.
Now we have to tap onto that spike, potentially have a double swing. The first peek out the headshot onto Shroud, but he's still looking back towards the doors. We still have an opportunity here for Tens to move back up. Comes in for the op kill for the mid doors, and that is a 2-on-4-1 by Mike Tyson.
Still seems like they want to encroach, though. They kind of play against what you think would happen. Oh, we slowed them down. No, they're trying to come in. Saya player reads it. There's the first one, and almost 2.
And Trent's back there too to fight back against Zelsis. Another headshot onto Dapper. Spike is now down in the front of the A site. Jonah P under attack at the staircase as Trent is down to 18 HP. Beautiful recon dart allowing Jonah P to get that kill, leaving Shroud by his lonesome, and that's Trent with a 3K into the round to end the half, 7-5. It started off well for the Sentinels, but now we actually have our game in our hands. It's time to go for a break because we want to come back for more action after this.
As they start to work mid. So now guard, this did not happen for Sentinels. I don't think we ever saw Sentinels work mid once. So guard here trying to pressure the kill.
Yeah, if anything, it was only a late lurk, but here comes that split in. A couple of flashes coming out on defense, but it's still going to be Shroud trying to hold his ground now, gets pinged out. But he does get the wall bang onto Jonah P, and a headshot onto Saya player before he gets traded out with the toxic screen about to come down. Oh no!
Peeking!
No, I didn't like that. I did not like that at all. Out caught in position, out of position rather, as maybe it was a miscommunication. Valen should have called it out potentially here that the wall was coming down, and Net got caught with his pants down. Thankfully, Valen could play the pulse lineup. ADS onto Tens, a 2 versus 1, but it's still going to be Zelsis that answers back. That 13 HP remaining will get the defuse, and that's Sentinels, but an expensive round for them to win.
There's a Viper's Pit to start things off at A for Sentinels. That means they can focus a little bit toward B here. You can see the initiators of Fade and KO ready to come back if necessary, but right out the gate. Here comes the ultimates. They're trying to flick across. Valen takes down Zelsis. Great organization in the ultimates here. Sentinels knows they can't go for it, are forced to back off. So still, even after losing pivotal ultimates on the side of guard, they're still finding ways here to make sure they can get themselves around. That was big to be able to knock down Sentinels on that round.
And Dapper's position's now given away with 2 players playing under the window. You're going to have to flick hard, but it doesn't work out. He had utility in his hands, and we're looking closer and closer for the overtime. Shroud with the Marshall, Zels is down, and Shazam with the Bulldog, but the res comes out, forcing out the Hunter's Fury to tag onto one. The double kill with the Hunter's Fury, leaving only 1 player alive. That's Zels is with that Spectre, spotted in the front of the B site, and we will be going into overtime. A Saya player gets that last kill. The flash in the back of the site. Saya player's also holding that angle. The peek out. Zelsis wins that fight. And now here comes Trent on the lurk. Back towards tunnel. The 0 point coming out on defense as we have suppression coming in. Jonah falls, but Trent moves forward. The first headshot onto Shroud. The recon dart to come out too. And Valen is still holding towards that window. So we have to go for the quick kill. And it works out for Shazam. Now Valen has to go for the jiggle back into front, and Shazam saves it in now for the Sentinels as we will go into double overtime on Breeze. Now Saya player is trying to do the same thing as Tens did on the B site. The Allen drone for the ping, but this is going to be one of those same things once again. But Zelsis gets the opener. We actually do clear that top of flank, but Valen's in the back of the site, connects onto one, but cannot get the readjustment onto Shroud. That's one of the things we like to see, yeah. I mean, Shroud, we talked about it before. One of those players that's coming in. As we do have the shots landing on a 1 versus 1, and it is halfway. We're forcing out the ping. The wall bang coming out from Shroud does get the kill, and who better than Shroud to win that round on that 1 versus 1 against net, putting Sentinels back at map point. And just catching players off guard, especially after that owl drone. That's the easy kill. 1 player down. Knife towards the front door. Actually missed it. He threw the knife onto the body of Trent. I love it.
Well, he was making sure nobody else was to his left. So he hadn't cleared it. So he's like, oh my God, Shroud! He comes out with a 3K. The flawless to end the round. You gotta be kidding me.
Break the door, force to rotate out. Tens gave up towards Garden, and now we're pushing it towards the A side, but it's Dapper! 2 kills with the Ghost on the back of the Jenny, lining up a third one with the wall bang, and that's Tens on the other end just to hold it back off the rotation. Nets on his own, on the lurk on mid, and that's gonna be a prime gaming flawless from Sentinels.
Seems like they want to get in. Nobody's really close to any alts. We're still so early in the game, but again, Guard try to play this time down, and Jonah finds 2. That's big news. They take him.
The smoke, actually, and that allows him to get through the nebula on a timing because they're probably didn't spot it, but as he comes out, Dapper was waiting for him. Then Trent stays on the boxes for 2 kills, looks for the 3rd, but we continue with these trades. It's a 1 versus 1. We talked about Valen on clutch, but it's not going to work out. Dapper gets the kill. In full force here with how we're currently placing the stars into A main for Shroud. If it's going to be support with the Gravwell on top of that too for Zelsis. But here comes the execute towards the A site, and that's Shroud holding towards the A main. This is off, of course, a couple of pistols coming in though from the guard, just trying to at least get a plant down.
It looks like the Owls just shot him in the face for a second. There's a few more frags coming in.
Potentially maybe go for an underhand throw through that smoke, but there was a lot of utility that was thrown back from Sentinels.
It's wild. Look at what Sentinels feel comfortable playing. Shroud is not moving. He is ready to play a double spot there, crossfire into sight, but he goes down on a trade.
The pushing coming through, it's well read by Sentinels,
exactly.
But the trade comes out immediately. I just love this until this happens. Tens pushing towards the B main, looking for the 3rd kill, and he's going to get the headshot there onto Valen. Lock it down here for the Sentinels. And then they're going to try to retake and re-hit together. Nice, a little 0 point coming out at least from Jonah P. That's going to ping a couple of players down towards Hell. A smoke towards the front. The Paranoia misses though, and that's going to be a great position at least for the Sentinels at Hell to get all of these kills. But Jonah P answers back for 3 kills. The backstab from Zelsis after all, finally taking the first step, pushing aggressively towards Tree. That forces out the null command from Jonah B, who does get a nice kill onto 10, was fully blinded towards Tree. A swing out from Wine that doesn't the mass forward kill, so we're trying to fight back. We're clawing back here for Sentinels. They're at a player disadvantage, but all split up across the map. But here comes the Hunter's Fury on the attack, allowing this push forward from Dapper, but it's not even needed. Shazam gets a double kill with the Hunter's Fury. A player advantage going back into the Sentinels, but Dapper lurks in to make it a 3 versus 1. Now Saya player with this operator and the Blade Storm available if he wants to. Just trying to see if it could catch one off guard as the plant only comes in now. of the Bladestorm as he can, because he's going to be by himself in his sight. The Paranoia is already wasted by Valen in the back. First op shot connects, but it gets traded out instantly by Shroud. So he has to give his position away. It's a 2 versus 1. Both players from Sentinels holding in the back of the site. A switch of weapons and also a switch in terms of decisions, not trying to go for that 2 versus 1. But now Sentinels are 2 rounds away to force another overtime into this game. Economy's still good for the guard, but it's quick for Sentinels inside the B site. Dapper somehow flicks into the kill onto Trent. Back of the site now is going to be Net. Being hit by Concuss from that Nova Pulse. Net is trying to stay alive in the back. Nice flash coming out because Zelsis was full blinded from that. The swing out from TenZ, and Net was still ready off that kill. And that's off that dark cover coming out, and Net is just holding down towards the back of the site. I can't believe this is happening. What a hole right now from Net and the rest of the guard in the back of the B site. And we are going to a third map.
Pretty sure we just saw that ZCs pop off and go backwards on accident. But it's still going to be an A round here for the guard. They're just feeling it. They're vibing, moving forward after round 3 up on Sentinels now.
That Saya player that gets picked off. And speaking of Valen on that 4K in that previous round, that's 2 4Ks in his head. That's been in quick succession. And speaking of him, gets another opener into the site, but it gets traded off by a snake bite landed by Shroud. On Sentinel's first kills. Here comes a plant attempt. 2 shot darts coming in, and Shazam gets to connect onto Trent. Back onto the top. Drops down to make the other tap. And the swing comes in from behind from the backstab. But the 0 point spotted all 3 players. So rotates coming out. TenZ wins the fight for the lurk on B main, so that's huge. Now we're playing all the way towards the back. The underhand throw on the top of 410, but it doesn't spot opponents in the back. 0 point coming on the other end. We're playing the pulse plan. It's going to be dangerous for the guard to try to hold this back. This is one of those unorthodox positions just because you're trying to play inside a Viper's pit. And now Saya player gets the no-scope there onto Zelsis, but we're diffusing onto that spike, like I said. Going to be very hard to do here on that retake. And Sentinels, they hold that round beautifully. Missed shot. Molly coming out once again. The annoying Molly from that Brimstone. Now that's going to run that clock down. We got to try to push quickly. Dapper comes up with the wall. C's being thrown. Nice little jiggle peek with the headshot to Valen. Now we're sticking onto that spike. We're peeking up. Dapper saving it so far. We're trying to break the wall. He gets a 3rd kill. Looks for the 4th. We get the defuse there for the Sentinels with the Red Bull clutch. And we're ending it 7-5.
And Sentinels will try to get this plant down. Maybe.
Oh my god. Trent. That's a high-low, almost lands them both, but that's going to be TenZ that lands both of them on the top of 410. Net now being flushed out by the snake bite and also dropped down. And that's Jonah P on a 3 versus 1. And thankfully with the Sage Wall. I was going to say maybe it's a bad Sage Wall after all because that's 2 players that made out the ropes to get the kill, but thankfully TenZ is there for the trade.
This Sage Wall continuously being used by Dapper in peculiar positions to cut off a lot of angles. Last one through pistol on screen.
Oh, but the repel, we're not clearing the right. Elisa gets traded out.
Oh dear.
Net into this A site, and look at this lurk setup. They're trying to do a little bit of what TenZ did, and it works out. But we already have players on the other end of that wall trying to go for the trades. We don't have Shroud up with the wall anymore, so things are going to get a little bit more difficult. Nice underhand flash, but it still gets punished here by Shazam. And here's the flank. Now, nice jiggle peek. It's spotted out. Shazam goes for the white swing, and now it's just Trent. Classic in hand. And, okay. We actually have a lot of ultimates just to get positioning here to at least try to get a plant down, but we have a Nightfall ready as well for Trent for the retake, and it comes out right away as soon as they hear the tap. And here comes the hunt inside as well. Prowlers to come out to help out to flush out the Viper's pit. And now Shroud has to look left and right, and it's Jonah P to drop the Viper's pit, drop the spike carrier as well, and it's TenZ on a 3 versus 1, sneaking through the tunnels of smokes. Left and right, getting ready for the double swing. TenZ with the first kill, but Net comes back from the generator for the trade, and that's the guard back in the lead, 10-9. And TenZ is posted with this off, looking back towards Snowman, waiting for Sire player. They both get a kill. It's a 2 versus 2. Now we're pushing forward on a 1 versus 1. It's Trent. It's TenZ. Trent is moving forward. The swing. He gets the kill. We're going into overtime. When the orb comes down, but the slow orb and snakebite also comes in from Sentinel, so a great way to delay. And now you know the execution is coming out from the guard on the attack, and it's Valen and Net at least opening up the first 2. Shock Dart misses because of the smoke. Those damn Brimby smokes. He lands both of them on the ground, and now we get the plant coming in from Jonah P. And Shazam swings out for the kill. Shock Darts can do it. I'll do it with my gun, man.
Nobody wanting to peek. Nobody wanting to be the first one to go down. The shot misses.
Valen's still there though. Valen's still there, but Shroud stops him close range, so we're pushing forward from a nice haunt. But it's Shroud with the third kill into the round, and a fourth kill into the round. The defuse comes in for Sentinels, and they retake the lead in the series.
They want to know that Sen is just as committed, and here's the plant going down. The dink.
Plant, a dink indeed. Now the wall gets broken, but Shroud, he's still alive for a minute as he swings out.
The timing!
What a bait by Trent. How crazy are you going to do that in overtime? No more fragments, no more post-plant positioning, and because of that, players are falling down. And now that allows the Viper Smith to come back. 1 more to go. It's Celsius with the kill due to smoke, looking for the spray. It's back at halfway, out with the classic. That gets the kill, and that's going to be the card that finally seals it. 13-15 in their favor.
What an amazing series coming out of both teams. It couldn't be said anymore. The guard pushing Sentinels to the max there. I'd say at the end, though, look at the rounds it took Shazam and Tens to capitalize into an overtime round.
It's viability on Breeze. It's Sentinels versus Shopify Rebellion. Map 1, Casters, Sully, and Upmine. Take it away.
And it's just a lot of ground being made by Sentinels. It's the only thing they can do, but B-Dog, he reinvests into A main, and Shroud is there. What a shot from Tens, but again, Spike is still all the way out in the open. Shroud tried for it, but Dazzle is still there. 64 HP, has to stand tall. Tig coming back, and it's a 1v2 for Shroudy Rowdy. Let's see it now. He just goes out and he's denied immediately. Oh, Moose.
And same thing with Celsius. He now has a Phantom, and he has an ultimate to play with here. They can shut down all these flashes from Tig, but they're taking the swings.
B-Dog, you get Thorn for free, but Shroud is back with a classic of all things. There goes the spray from Shroud! All of them walk into this crosshair, and it's a thrifty for Sentinels. Another opportunity back over towards main, but he has a player back over in tunnels to deal with. That's Dapper alongside the rest of Sentinels that finally gets a gap in the middle of A.
Yeah, that pressure created from Sentinels over towards door will give them an opportunity. Dapper gets the res up, and well, it is pressure from B-Dog, but no kills found just yet. And he gets the one, but this is a done round already. Sentinels, that pressure creating towards Halls, distracting the players on site, and they will tie us up here 3 for 3 unless B-Dog, well, he's magical, but a little bit ambitious to get this one.
Tig once again, yet another knife that goes big. Tig has to check his left though. Celsius ready and raring to go. Finds the first, but will he actually get the kills? What a trade for Moose. Shroud 1v2! Oh! Shroudy going Rowdy in a Red Bull clutch.
Creep their way up, using the Viper's Wall, using the Viper's Orb as well. Dazzle might have his work cut out for him. It's just pistols, but it's 2.
Oh, okay. The classics actually overwhelm. Shroud in the front side gets one. B-Dog not able to nail his shot on the players over in Snipers, but you still have Dapper jumping around. But Shroud has the SMG, gets close, but B-Dog actually aims onto his teammate. Shroud, a 1v3, very far now, but he could find a 1v1 with the op. Indeed he does. Still has the spike and could be able to take on an even 1v2.
Crept on through Shroud, just outside his walls, trying to play the game.
First person on the front lines takes him down. Viper v Viper.
And that sends Sentinels reeling. Yes, they've got the firepower, but now they're kind of losing it.
Yeah, now this is so awkward for all these players from Sentinels. Where did he even go? Do they fight? Yes, they do. Tens and Shroud alone both find 1v1s, but there goes Tens. Here comes Dapper. Dapper needs to split his attention to mid. B-Dog coming in, could save the round still, but he uses the last shot of his headhunter right when Dapper swings.
There's a Prowler, again, clearing out B, just checking for anyone at the mouth, and Tens peeking out towards mid. Shutting down Mata, and there's a timing for B-Dog.
Okay. Yeah, no, timing for Shroud at least to take down B-Dog, that was the last few days, but he's not going to have many opportunities at this round.
Well, for themselves, it's gone up as well. We'll see how they can delay, and these mollies from Shroud are perfect. Gets them both out before he gets nullified.
TP into the back, Dapper holding back Mata though, and here comes Shroud. The big combo between Dapper and Shroud going massive. 3 kills going their way with Shroud getting both of them. And Dapper with a triple in the back lines. This is a little weird now. Shroud with the Viper's Pit hold. He's putting all of this effort into this now. The spray could work out so well for him, and indeed it does. The transfer gets 3. B-Dog and Moose trying to get into sight. They still have the Tour de Force to work with, and now they restrict it actually to a 3v2. Moose getting revealed. The nade's going to go out for Celsius, and Celsius is in such a difficult position. He has to peek the back of sight, and Shazam is going to be there to take him out, and takes down B-Dog too.
Back towards this A side. They're going to get Moose towards A main where he can pop that ultimate, but it is, again, contingent if you can even get out. Shroud and Zelsis here with the util, but Zelsis isn't going to delay. Instead, it's the Molly. The Molly pushing them into the open. Shroud, of course, to close it down, but it's a 3v3.
Oh, Shroud keeps it going. A second kill back for Shroud, but Shopify again. Two players alive, keeping things even for now, but Dapper finds one out in the open. Moose on 1v2, has Viper's pin, but he just swings out anyways. Dapper, Sentinels, confirming out map number 1 over Shopify. And then again, oh no! Shazam lines up 2, Tino, both Mata and Tig. Here comes the rush in. Sentinels have the man advantage. Make that a 2-man advantage. Shroud picking up another one. You still have the man over towards Dish, and it's only the man in Dish. Shroud picking up 2 on the retake. Moose had no chance. Sentinels, what happened off that first pick from Shazam?
Oh, man.
That's the last smoke that they have for the rest of this round, but this is a very good time.
You need Tig to get something, and Tig has just been red like an absolute book and gets caught out by Shroud's orbital strike.
Great reaction from Shroud. Still back in B main, has not gone past this smoke in over a minute, and Zelsis is able to get the last 2. And like you said, 3 players trying to come back here for Sentinels, trying to come out of Dish. Shroud's on the front side, trying to get a right click through. Dapper, he's actually the one to take down Dazzle. Dazzle is fully discombobulated. There goes the spray. Has to nail the spray here for B-Dog. B-Dog with a triple. Still 1 more to go in the middle of sight. And it's Shroud that can only get kills. Shopify, they had to really rely on their laurels. Zelsis heard that. And this is all Zelsis. A 1v3 for him, but he gets spotted by Dazzle. But he still takes him down, though. Did spot the spike. Here comes the peek from Shroud. Shroud trying to re-clear B main, and he still has yet another teammate right next to him. Shazam with the Rolling Thunder, looking to re-clear this. Moose around the corner, needs a headshot to really make it count. Oh yeah, Shazam's done. There goes a headshot. B-Dog still looking for more, but Dapper strikes down with the 1 shot. They're going to be starting off fast. Sentinels, all of them over towards the left side of your map.
Tig is lost.
They're all in B, and Zelsis is just going through fast. Tig is lost, and he's out of here, but B-Dog is still spraying through. He still has the shotgun to use, still has the shorty and the headhunter, but neither one is going to work out for the kill against Shroud. Well done from Shroud.
Put us to a 2v3 with 2 flashes and an aftershock, not to mention the smokes.
There goes the flash. Tens not getting spotted, and it's going to be an easy for him as Dazzle just walks right into his crosshair. Around the corner, has a flash ready and around to go, but he's not going to use it! Zelsis! He was the target, like I said before, but he doesn't go down! Here comes Tig, though, with the stinger, and he's able to get 2. But Shroud is there for the trade back. Look at the HP on Shazam and Shroud. And it's starting to slip out of their hands.
It is traded back to a 4-on-4, but Sentinels, they know it's the weak in sight, and oh, B-Dog! Even Tens in the air, he catches him.
Okay. Very tough there for B-Dog, but he still has to go off. He's suppressed. He can't TP out. 2, 1. No, he's just done. Nade alongside the spray from Dapper. The rotation for Shopify, it's tough. It's 3 separate locations, but Moose is there.
And it'll be so tricky to work back into this one.
Is Shroud playing for contact so he can get the ult point?
He's just playing for the Molly.
He just needs 1 kill, right? There goes the Molly very, very early, but that's great timing,
the timing!
That's going to allow for Dapper through. 1 more player remaining. Tig has nothing to work with.
And 3 different angles to watch. Main, tower, and towards arcade.
Tig. Dapper is so low, and he just can't get a body shot.
Only letting 1 round slip through to Shopify Rebellion. And B-Dog as the op, and that's all they've got carried over into the second match point they've had to face. And he doesn't even get it. Doesn't even get it. Sentinels are reborn, and they are on match point. And there were already 4 players here, and now they're just down to 3 Sentinels. How do you make this work? How do you recover? Because a Rolling Thunder's already had it your way, and Tens has to be massive. Tangible Tens has to be untouchable. He needs another, but he can't get it.
Great trade, but now it's Shazam.
Shazam is doing it by himself, and he creeps out of the open. He creeps out for the kill, and there we go. Overtime again on Fracture, and once again, Shopify Rebellion are the ones to put us there.
This is an even 5v5. An absolute car crash, but boy do we love to see it. Shroud on the front side gets traded out. Shazam going in, but Moose with a double. 1 person on top here for Shopify. It's a 3v2. Tens. Dapper waiting for the opportunity, waiting for the rotation of the chamber.
Oh, Tens with first. Mike and Tyson trying to pull it back. Dapper in the angle, and Tens with the cross.
Here's the crossfire. They don't have util though. Moose, what a kill into tens. Dapper, 1v2, and it's shut down by Moose again.
Up close and looking personal, but he doesn't get it. It's Shazam instead.
No, Shroud. He tried to capitalize on the damage that might have been done to Mata, but Mata, he's fresh. Tens didn't nail the shots. There goes the fault line though. Big flash in front of Tens. He can't go anywhere.
They're not even considering a shift to your Sentinels. They are committed.
Oh!
And how does he get that, Shroud?
Shroud not only still has another smoke, but one more kill, and he'll get his ulti.
He's
There goes the
imploding!
ulti. What? How much HP did Mata have going through that? Shroud now has ulti. Mata, 20 HP. It is borderline impossible for Mata. 15 seconds left. Swings out. Mike Tyson survives at the end, and Sentinels win a best-of-3 in VCT.
A team that honestly no one believed
Look
had
at this
picked up
lineup.
Shroud, and they did it. They did it again. They put us in disbelief. Sentinels.
I think you guys know who we're going to talk to, and it's no surprise that we're bringing him in either, especially after that first map performance. Speaking specifically of one of the newest members of Sentinels for the Verizon post-match interview, we welcome Shroud to the stage. And it's kind of cool to say that because it's been such a long time since we've been able to see you in competitive mode. How does it feel to finally be back on the grind set?
I mean, it feels good. It's difficult for sure. It's been a while, you know.
I gotta ask, coming into yesterday, it's been a while since you played at a competitive level. Was there any pre-match jitters, maybe going back to your earlier years of competition, going back to that old Manajuma CS squad when you're going to a LAN for the first time? Did you kind of feel that building up because it's been such a long time?
Actually, yeah. And as weird as it is, I think we all felt that. When we went into that first BO3, we had such like high energy even before the game started rather than like calm energy. And I'm more of a calm guy, so we came in like super hyped, and I think that might have been the jitters. I'm not sure.
Did you feel more comfortable as that match progressed? Did you kind of like find that comfort zone, or were you still like trying to adjust as the pace of play here is maybe a little bit different compared to even just the scrims you've been doing in practices?
I mean, it was a little it took a little bit to get that comfort. I'll be honest. Like I feel like I needed that one BO3. It's been like 5 years. Okay, I had some jitters, but I'm feeling comfortable now. I'm feeling good.
I mean, you mentioned it's been 5 years. I know you're far from old and you've been praised for your mechanical prowess, but being surrounded by younger players in a game with such a high pace of play, does that make you feel like a boomer at all when you watch the way they play the game?
I mean, it definitely makes me feel like a boomer when I play ranked, but not so much in like scrims and matches.
You mentioned in a video piece as well that Tens specifically and some of the other players look up to you because of your career and how they came up in the scene, looking specifically at their time in CS and then transitioning over to Valorant. Did you feel like that makes you more of like a mentor for some of these younger players, or that it gives you more control and more say in what the roster does and plans for?
I don't think it's like being a mentor. I think it's more of, as weird as it is, just like kind of like a weird, like maybe inspiration, like kind of lifting people's spirits, maybe. I think it's closer to that than like being a mentor, because I'm coming into Valorant with 0 professional experience. I don't really have much say in what's right and what's wrong, besides like the fundamentals, like how to trade, but everybody knows how to do that. So it's more of like an inspiration, you know. I'm lifting people's spirits, hopefully.
You mentioned the map one yesterday kind of having some jitters. Map one today, you were like melting people, as specifically as Viper in your ult, you were having such a great game. Did you feel like you were just in the zone in map one, like you were hitting your stride just like you had several years prior?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like the second the day started, I was just feeling good, you know. So I just ran with that energy, feeling super confident right off the rip, and it just kind of carried. Right, once you have that one really good round, I mean, the rest of the series is just going to be great. That's just how I function.
You've had a month of practice with this team now, which resulted in this trip to start the LCQ. How do you feel the team is stacking up? How high is the ceiling for this Sentinels roster, and have you even gotten close to it yet?
Honestly, I don't think we've gotten close, because like, yeah, we've been here for a month, or well, we've been at boot camp for about 2 weeks, so we got a lot of practice in, sure. But in the grand scheme of things, how much is 2 to 4 weeks? It's really not that much. If this is a roster that would stay together, Ooh, I think it'd be dangerous because just the small stuff that we were managed to do here in these 2 to 4 weeks, in my opinion, is insane. It didn't really show in the first BO3, but I promise we got more to show.
Well, I'll go ahead and let you go. Congratulations on the win. It's awesome seeing you guys compete and find the win. Sentinels finally back on top in a series. Feels like it's been a long time since we said that.
Thank you.